Hello everyone! In this video, we're gonna be backing up and restoring a Cloudpack instance hosted in a Red Hat OpenShift Kubernetes service cluster with wastonx.data and install those components using Fusion. In this first part, we're just checking that the demo data is loaded in our instance of wastonx.data. As we can see, we already have some catalogs and buckets there, so it's all good. Next, we're going to do the backup and restore workflow. For that, we'll be following our Cloudpack documentation. In this case, version 4.7.x. If you need to find out what version of Cloudpack for data you're using, you can inspect the custom resource running this command. Under Administering, there is a section called Backing Up and Restoring Cloudpack for Data. The first thing we're going to do is checking that our application supports online backup. In our case, we can see we have a check mark, so it's all good. Next, we're going to install the Cloudpack for Data Backup and Restore service for IBM Fusion integration. We will define the variable product cpd inst operators with the name of the namespace our operator is installed in, which is conventionally named cpd operator to make the process easier. Next, on following the procedure, I'm going to tweak this command a little bit because I don't have the scheduler service installed and because I'm installing an in-development version of Cloudpack for Data. But you should normally just copy and paste this command as is, having previously defined the variable we just defined. You should run the rest of these commands to verify you have succeeded in installing the Cloudpack for Data Backup and Restore service. Next up, we have to do the spoke or target cluster. This next step is analogous to what we did on the hub. Another set of verifications are run, just to make sure you did it okay. Once we have installed the necessary backup and restore utilities, we can proceed with the backup and restore process. In this case, we're going to perform an online backup and restore with IBM Storage Fusion. The first step is to install the backup and restore service in the clusters. We'll pick the read-write-once storage class. In this case, we're using ODF, so our read-write-once is this one. Once the backup and restore service is installed in the hub, we install the backup and restore agent on the spoke, following the usual procedure. We select the same storage class as we previously selected on the hub. After you've installed the backup and restore service on both clusters, you should verify from the hub that the topology is properly set. The next step is for troubleshooting, so do it only if necessary. I will do it on my own cluster because that information is valuable for me. Next, check the status of the installed services. For that, first log into the Cloudpack for Data command line interface. This should always be done when interacting with the cpd utility. Then, check that the cluster holding the application, i.e. the hub cluster, is in complete status for all of the components. Next, we're ready to create our backups with IBM Storage Fusion. If you're upgrading your version of Cloudpack, make sure you follow the Before You Begin section. In our case, as we have a fresh installation, we'll skip that part. In the first part of the procedure, we'll add a location to store our backups and create our backup policies. It is recommended to create one backup policy per application. Once the policies are created and assigned, we'll patch them to point to the correct recipes. To do that, just copy and paste the commands in the documentation. We'll define a few variables to make the process smoother. If you're unsure of what the policy assignments names are, you can check for them with OC, GET, FPA, and the namespace of the IBM Spectrum Fusion. Finally, check the policy assignments or paths with the correct recipes. After we've done that, we're going to head to the hub cluster and actually take the backups of our applications. Once the backups are successfully taken, we restore them to our Spark or target cluster. It's important that you follow the appropriate order according to the documentation. First, the IBM licensing, then the IBM Cert Manager, and the CPD operator at the end. Once you've restored your applications, you can find the jobs associated to them and see details about them in the Backup and Restore Jobs section. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.